Right. I'm glad this is working. So, this week, I guess the most interesting thing was probably the description of some of the different nerves. I mean, we have both the sections of the spinal nerves, right, connected to the dermatome, and the different cranial nerves, which of course we had to do for the neuro lab and write those notes on. Not that it was, not that it was too in depth, but still interesting to see all that jazz. Um, because again, I think I mentioned this last week in a similar case. It's mainly interesting because this stuff we've not talked about much in previous classes. I mean, other than having to memorize the position of some of those nerves for like anatomy, but that was just not much, right? So it's interesting to hear about these things a little bit more. Um, cool to see them in the virtual lab and in the neural lab as well. Really get to see the position in all this. Um, and nice because we're kind of I'm taking separate from this also foundations of perception, right? So it's and in this class where simultaneously we're doing the whole first unit is about vision, right? What was that process through? It was the optic nerve. So we go from the eye to the optic nerve, through the optic chiasma, then to the visual cortex, right? After passing through the what was it the ganglion. It's a whole thing, but so it's nice when the content kind of overlaps because then it's kind of like, well, you're all learning the same thing but from different angles. So that's kind of, and obviously that's just a coincidence, but it's a nice little coincidence that it happened that way. It kind of provides a good feeling. And indeed, I mean, I'm taking both these two classes and then also neurobiology at the same time. Um, so I'm just taking all these classes at once for the you know that neuroscience minor. So it's all overlapping to some degree. The same token, right? Like um, we got a little bit of mention about action potentials in this week, which is also something already studied a chunk more extensively in neurobiology. So um, and again, it's not like any of these classes are coordinated with each other, but it's nice that that coincidence happens that way. I just personally like it. It feels a little focused. And when you end up learning about something in these various different ways, these different perspectives, it ends up, I don't know, I think it provides a good experience, so to speak. I like the neural lab dissection this week. Um, I thought that was a good, assignment, so to speak, right? Not difficult, but, providing useful information, helping really to kind of be able to visualize this, see all of these parts in the space with each other. So, which is definitely helpful, to remember that because one of the basic things here with memory is like if you have a visual referent for something, it becomes a lot more lodged in your brain. That's a really old observation. Even in ancient times, that was a noted thing. So, I think learning, being able to see all these parts, as one within the structure of the brain definitely helps make them much more real, helps them be maintained in the memory much more strongly. Oof, my voice is terrible today. It's just allergies. But anyways, that's my take for this week.